Hi guys, hang on just a second. I'm going to straighten you guys out a little bit. All right. How's everybody doing today? We had issues on Facebook, so we're switching over. Hi, Kevin. Welcome back. So we're in front of one of the famous popsicle places in Florida. No joke. This is what I was trying to show you on Facebook, and it wasn't happening. So we're going to go in and do this again. Hi, CJ. I'm showing you my town. Okay. All right. I'm going to try this again. All right.
What's the best one you have right now? I like this one more premium or free. I think we got like free right now. Premium. Yeah, blueberry chocolate cake, chocolate sea salt.
So many choices. What do you think?
That's this one? Yeah. I have blood orange. I'll go for the blood orange.
Hi, Joyce. Hi, everybody. Hopefully everybody from Facebook is pulling over here to YouTube. So we're having issues with Facebook. So one of these girls said their favorite was avocado coconut. Not a big avocado fan though. Watermelon hibiscus. Jackfruit, papaya, pineapple. That one sounds good. Yep, there was a pink grapefruit over here. Tangerine key lime, that sounds good too. Which one should I get? Hi Gary. Oh, so many choices. Blueberry lavender lemonade sounds good too. Pineapple passion fruit. That sounds really good.
Huh? Take one if you want to put it on top. Put it on your
Yeah, it said blood orange cheesecake. So I guess it's going to be creamy. I know, right? They're so great, and they're a decent price. They're only $3.25.
Have any questions?
No, I don't think so. I think. How's the blueberry lavender lemonade? That sounds. Is it really good? Yeah, nice and fresh and light. Okay, let's try that one. Blueberry lavender lemonade.
You just gotta check your teeth for blueberries when you're cutting in.
Yeah, that's all right. Keep this in my pocket. I wouldn't have to dig for it all day. Thank you. Pocket. Great. All right. Squared away. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Blueberry lavender lemonade. right, let's keep walking. So this is called Hypo. HYPPO. There you go. Check it out. It's on St. George Street right here in St. Augustine. So if you come and visit, definitely come get a popsicle because it's awesome. All right. All right, guys. We're off to do some more walking. So, oh wow, this tastes really good, guys. So refreshing. All right, so we're coming up on Columbia Restaurant. Very good Spanish cuisine. It isn't a local thing. It is definitely, I don't know if you've ever eaten at a Columbia restaurant, but it is a chain, but it is really, really good. They got a cute little gift shop in there, little outside seating. There's Red Train. It's another stop over here. So there's stops everywhere on the Red Train tour, which we are doing today. We have purchased, and you basically can hop on and off as much as you want. So really cool. This popsicle is really good. I'll find a trash can. Throw this stuff away.
Walk it off, you know. It's lunchtime.
All right. So how's everybody doing on this lovely Sunday? I know you guys normally don't see me on Sunday, but here I am. God, you guys are still crooked. Hold on, I'm going to try and find a place where I can fix that. It's driving me nuts. So, St. Augustine's kind of like a artsy type town. Lots of artists live here doing all kinds of work, whether it be painting or furniture or welding or sculpting. Check out the taffy. It's a candy shop. Taffy being pulled. It's crazy. All right. We passed my Prohibition Kitchen? No, we haven't yet. It's right here. Guys, I'm going to show you Prohibition Kitchen. It's one of my favorite places to eat. I'll show you the menu first. So my favorite thing on this menu is the Maine lobster roll right there. So good. But their shortbread, their short rib grilled cheese is amazing. Their fried chicken sandwich is really good. Also, their burgers are delicious. So really good. They have stuff for vegetarians. They have really good small plates. And their huge German pretzel is amazing. Let's go in and I'll show you. So it's called Prohibition Kitchen. See the beautiful ceiling? It's Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, this is a good place to straighten you guys out. Hold on. Alright, I think that's a lot better. I don't know if it's perfect. Oh, and then I pulled you down. There we go. Definitely better. So yeah, so the tin ceiling, the tiles there, so neat. Walk over the bar so you guys can see. Old-fashioned bar. Really cool, like I said, local beers. 16 on draft that are local. Even their menu is really cool. They give it to you. See, there's the old-fashioned cash register. Isn't that cool? And then here's the menu. You turn it over. So it looks like an old-fashioned newspaper, and then here's the menu. Isn't that cool? So many good cocktails here, lots of good stuff. So, a great place to eat. They got an upstairs and a down with booths and tables. So pretty. Yep. And they played old-timey music and stuff. It's just really great. It's really cool. I love this wall. It's all wood plank. So cool. So anyway, they do live music at night. There's the stage. And it's really awesome. So it's called Prohibition Kitchen, guys. You come to St. Augustine, you got to at least grab lunch here, okay? Because it's really awesome. So this is one of my favorite stores right over here. It's called Red Pineapple. It has the greatest stuff in it, I swear. So many wonderful things. A little pricey, in my opinion, but so good. I recently just got a gift of a little, like a little plate that you can like put little snacks on and stuff. And it has a hilarious saying, which I won't say right now, but it's hilarious. Anyway, lots of cool stuff. I'm still eating my popsicle. Oh, no worries, Kim. No worries. We got lots to see, lots to see. So we're getting closer to the center of town. It's kind of the town square where the governor would come out onto the balcony and talk to all of the little peasants and other, citizens about what's going on and so forth. I'll show you that balcony here in a minute. Treasury Street. It's the most narrow street in St. Augustine. There it is. Very narrow. Only one car can get down it.
Actually, I had ice cream and sour orange pie yesterday.
Lots of shell stuff. Plants, knickknacks. I love these windows here. Very 1940s. The glass. So cool. There's another one. For a store, kind of old-fashioned. So that's the governor's house right there. And that little balcony is where he used to come out and talk to all the citizens, do his little proclamations and stuff like that. I'm trying to finish this popsicle, so bear with me. Yep, it's a lovely little town. Yep. So there we go. There's a balcony that the governor would come out on. And here's the town square. Ugh, done. Oldest public space in America. So Plaza was laid out by Spanish royal ordinance in 1573. Its Constitution Monument may be the only remaining monument in the Western Hemisphere celebrating the same Spanish Constitution of 1812. There you go.
Wow, look at Collins.
Oh yeah. We do. We go out for Christmas big time. Yep. And this little red train tour that I'm taking, they do a Christmas lights tour. I did it and streamed it back in December. So much fun. You get to see the whole town lit up. Yep, they go all out. Okay, so let me tell you another little cool tidbit. This hotel with these beautiful balconies, it was just recently refurbished. But this hotel was owned by a different gentleman who started building it. In fact, let's go across the street so you guys can see it better. Okay, so he started building it, and Flagler was already super big in this town, right? He was a big shot. He was building stuff down here in St. Augustine. He was building churches and hotels and all that good stuff. But this guy came along and started building this beautiful, beautiful hotel. See the balconies? See all the Spanish influences? It's gorgeous, right? Okay, so he's building this hotel. He's pouring a lot of his money into it and so forth, thinking, I'm going to compete with Flagler. Well, he gets to a point to where he's waiting on his furniture to come. All the furniture for the hotel, the beds, the tables, everything. It's coming down on the railroad. Well, it never shows up. And he starts losing money because he can't open his hotel. And he starts losing more money. And he's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So Flagler swoops in and basically purchases it. Purchases? Whatever. He buys it from this guy for like pennies on the dollar because the guy's desperate, right? He just is so out of money and he can't afford to wait any longer on his furniture. And so Flagler swoops in and buys it for a song, okay? Guess what happens? The train shows up with all the furniture. Mr. Flagler, bought this hotel for pennies on the dollar, and then all the furniture magically arrived on the railroad that Flagler owned. So anyway, there's a little story about that hotel. He did a lot of good in this town too. I don't mean to paint him as this horrible person. He was just a very sharp businessman, let's say it like that. So up here on the right, you see all of the terracotta and all that stuff. This is Flagler College. It's a very prestigious college. It is very well known for the arts. You can get your degree here in many things, but it's definitely known for their music, their dance, their art. So that is Flagler College, and Flagler College actually is kind of spread out throughout historic St. Augustine. This isn't obviously the only buildings, but this is the most oldest and pretentious and beautiful buildings that they are part of their school, and of course named after Mr. Flagler, who's very well known in these parts. How's it look now, guys? Yeah, you guys need to let me know if it starts getting blurry or pixelated. Okay, so over here is Leitner's Museum, and it was originally another hotel. This is a hotel that Flagler built, and he was, looks good, okay. He was a man ahead of his time for sure. Flagler built this hotel with the idea of wanting to entertain his guests and keep them in his hotel longer than just a couple of nights or whatever, or they go out on the town and spend their money. He was the first one to come up with the idea to put a pool inside the hotel. This hotel had the first indoor pool. In fact, it not only had one, it had two. It had one for the men and one for the women. So they had a pool, they had tennis courts, they had even a bicycle university where you could take lessons on how to ride a bicycle and get your license so you could ride your bicycle around town. All very hip and new, guys, back in the day, I'm telling you. So this fancy hotel housed a lot of what we call now snowbirds. A lot of people who are coming down from the north, rich people obviously, spend 3 months down here spending thousands of dollars and basically spending most of it in this hotel, because Flagler was so smart at making sure that they spent the money in his hotel and not out and about on the town. So that has the first indoor pool right there. It's now a museum. We'll see if we have time to go into it today. If not, maybe I'll make it a video and you guys can watch it later. But, okay, good. Nice clear image. Let me turn you back over here to Flagler University so you can see it better too. It's absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to drive by it when we're on the Red Train tour. We're going to hear more about Flagler and so forth. He did also build a lot of churches. So he wanted to build his church somewhere where there was already a small church. He wanted that piece of property because it was like prime real estate for where it was located. So the church wanted to invest in a new church, a new building anyway. And so what he told them is, if you move to a different piece of property, I will pay for the property and I will pay to have your church built. And that's how he got his church built in the spot that he wanted. Then some other people, some other churches heard about this and was like, hey, I want some free money. We want a new church. And so they came to him and said, look, hey, we want a church. We want a bigger church. And so he said, well, I'll tell you what, whatever money you raise, I'll match it. So basically, you know, if they came up with $10,000, he would match it with $10,000. So, needless to say, there are many churches that were built in this area, which we will see when we hop back on the train, that are definitely built by Flagler. So, and some of them are absolutely stunning. Stunning. All right, so we're headed back to the square. How we doing, everybody? Good? We are going... Now, another cool thing is this isn't all just old information. There's also things like Martin Luther King. He marched here. And we have one of the 2 streets that are actually named after him that he physically marched on. Most of them are just named after him. Most of them are just named after him, you know, because he was an amazing man. But we have one of the 2 Martin Luther King streets that that he actually marched on. So pretty cool, right? All right. So, I know one of our red train stops is right up here, but I thought maybe we could walk right near the water here. I can show you Lions Bridge, and we'll kind of walk down to where we got off the train, and that way you guys can, we can get right back on and listen to some more cool historic facts, and you get to see stuff as we ride along. So oh yes, so we have lots of festivals here. We have this huge fairgrounds that's just behind the visitor center. We have all kinds. My favorite, honestly, is the what is it called? It's got a cool name to it, and now I can't remember, but basically it's barbecue ribs and jazz music. And it's so good. So all different kinds of barbecue and barbecue ribs, vendors there. And then they play jazz music for like 3 days, and it's so amazing. But yeah, they have arts and crafts festivals. They have a Greek festival. They have a, you know, it just goes on and on and on. But all from spring all the way till fall, we have some wonderful festivals. It's almost like every weekend there's a new festival. So it's pretty cool. So we're coming up on Lions Bridge right in front of us there. We are not going to walk over it. But that goes over to Fantasia Island, which has the historic lighthouse, which some people say is haunted. They actually have haunting tours at night.
What's it?
Okay, they're taking a picture next to a... Yep.
Come on.
Yeah, the right side. Catedral. Ay, allá está la que yo quiero conocer. Sí, vamos a ir a la catedral. Ahora podemos caminar a la derecha.
All right, so there's Lions Bridge. Let me zoom in so you can actually see the lions. Yes, it's named Lions Bridge for a reason. Get you situated here. There we go. You see the lion? They're on either side of the bridge. And so it's a beautiful bridge, and it does have a section that actually moves for taller sailboats to get through. Certain times of day they shut it down so that they can let some taller boats go through. But it's really a really cool bridge. Yes, so this A1A actually runs all the way from Miami all the way up to Boston. Yeah, so it goes all the way up. So you can see the harbor. There's putt-putt over there. We actually have free tickets too because we got on the Red Train tour and they own that putt-putt. So it's right there. It's right there on the water, right there. Across the way there. But we're not going to do putt-putt today. Funnily enough, my new housing development that I just bought a new house back at the end of November. They actually have a miniature golf on the amenities. Isn't that cool? So I can play miniature golf whenever I want. Of course, not with this beautiful scene of, you know, being on the water. Look at that. Sailboats are out there. Beautiful. So there's lots of cool restaurants right here on the water. A lot of them, again, have, they play music, live music. This is Harry's, which is very popular. Weekends are the most crowded for summertime, because of course that's when you get all of the locals out as well as the tourists. But yeah, I mean this is definitely a tour destination for some families. You'll find more families without kids or with older kids than with little ones. Most of them tend obviously to go down to Disney World, though, you know, but it's still. So we're just walking down this way so I could give you a little view of the restaurants and stuff that are right here across from the water. But we're going to catch the red train tour again, so we can, of course, we could also do the fort. We're walking up on the fort here. So the Spanish fort is actually run by the Parks Department, the National Parks Department. So it is actually, if you are a National Parks member, to where you can get into all the national parks, this is one of the parks that you can go to. So it's really cool. It's like $10 if you don't have one of those passes. So they give you all the history of it, but basically this is the only federal piece of property that flies a foreign flag. It flies the Spanish flag. So it's kind of cool, right? Here's the Teeny Martini Bar. There's a lot of locals who love this hangout right here. Got the little tiki torches going. All fancy. I hear they have some great food there. Irish pub is extremely popular here. And Johnny's Fish House. All these places are really big for locals and tourists. All right.
It was a real big thing.
So you see the fort there in the distance, right there in front of us. Like I said, it's the only one that flies the Spanish flag, a foreign flag, on federal property. See lots of Spanish flags. See the ones right above us here. Lots of different food here though, guys, not just Spanish. Here's a Latin kitchen up here. We have a really great Mexican restaurant here. All different kinds, it's awesome. Here's the fort. We'll walk across and look at it, and then we'll come back and catch the trolley. We could catch the trolley at the fort, but it's kind of later in the tour, so we'll only be catching the last part of the tour. So we're gonna walk down a little ways to catch the train at the beginning. Beautiful day, cloudy but lovely. Cloudy is not bad, right? keeps the sun away a little bit. Still squinting, but not so bad. Oh, I can go. So again, this is where I talk about the parking being prime spots here. So this is parking right here at the fort. It is meter parking, and there's all these people, see all these people, they're just going around and around hoping someone will go to their car and leave. So it's a lovely spot to be, in the sense that it's right here in the middle of town. Not just the fort, but you know, all of historic St. Augustine. But honestly, it's hard to find unless you're here first thing in the morning. So give you a look out here. So this is our bay, our intercoastal waterway. See in the distance another big bridge over there that goes over to Volano Beach. Ooh, I see a beautiful sailboat over there, a big one. See it? There it is. Got 3 sails on it. It's pretty awesome. So anyway, this is the harbor or the bay area that the Spanish king at the time sent his guys here to sail here, and he said, look, I want you to take over town, and I want you to convert everybody to Catholicism. And you know, colonize. And the Spanish or the French didn't want to be Catholics, and so he basically killed all of them. And they said that the water turned red for like 2 weeks or something like that. So nice and gory and bloody. All right, so we're coming up on the fort here.
Never come on the internet before.
Yes, Andreas, yes, I sure do. I live about 25 minutes from here. Yeah, still considered St. Augustine, but just not in historical St. Augustine. But yep, this is where I live. Yes, a very short drive home today. Yes, I'm driving down to Disney tomorrow. So, and by the way, guys, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow down there. We're going to do the Disney outlet at Vineland, so you guys get to see all the good deals. And then Tuesday, Julie is going to be streaming Fat Tuesday from Port Orleans French Quarter. And then Wednesday is the first day of Flower and Garden, and I will be there at Rope Drop. So you guys tune in Wednesday. Yeah, Gary, so similar, right? $15 person, guys. $15. But there's the flag. Flies up there. Spanish flag. You can see all kinds of holes in it where they shot cannons and cannonballs. Cannonballs. They weren't shooting cannons at it. But yeah, for $15 you get a really cool tour of the inside and get all the history behind the Spanish and the fort and who they fought and so forth. Yes, you're going to hear a lot about coquina. So it kind of looks like cement, right? But you're thinking, they didn't have cement way back then, and this is true. They didn't, but they had something just as strong, which is called coquina, made with shell and rocks. I mean, they basically had the right idea. All right, I'm gonna walk around this way. You can see a little bit more of the fort as we walk towards our next destination.
Still told her.
Yeah, so at one point in time that was a moat right down there. Yep, alligators and all. Now it's nice and grassy. Obviously not the best idea for tourists and small children who aren't being looked after. So you can see the outer wall. See that wood wall in the back? That was part of the outer wall of the town. Basically, when they closed the gates at night, if you weren't inside, then that meant you were outside with all the pirates and all the scary people who be lucky to live through the night. So it was always good to be inside the walls by. All right. So yeah, there's another view of the beautiful Spanish fort. Again, $15, so not bad at all. It'll get you a tour all through there. But you could walk around the outside for free, which is what we kind of did. Okay, so we are going to catch the trolley right down there on that corner. Or we could catch it right over here. I think we'll catch it right over there. And hopefully you guys will be able to see or be able to hear, I should say, the driver talking. You guys haven't been on yet since I've been on YouTube, but so I'm gonna wait for our cross here. Cross the street and walk up to our next spot.
Here we go.
So we have a pirate museum. It's right here in front of us here. It's pretty cool. They do a tour, but you can just walk to the gift shop. Lots of cool piratey kind of stuff. But in the museum, they actually have one of the swords that they used in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean. Caribbean sounds to me. Anyway, they actually have one of those swords that Johnny Depp used in one of the movies. So pretty cool, right? For a pirate museum to have that. So we are going to make our way to this red train stop and catch the next red train. Still got my sticker, right? Yep, sticker's on my shirt. All right. Okay. This is where we're going to stop. Take it easy for a few minutes. Enjoy the view. So how's everybody doing this Sunday? Doing good? Other than Gary being cold? Oh, that's good to know, Gary. Good to know. So I heard there was another big snowstorm that's going to hit. Is that right? My son told me that this morning. Hey, Patty. Hi, Bonnie. I'm doing great.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
5 to 8 inches in Connecticut. Wow. That's crazy. Like, you guys haven't had enough cold weather, right? It's not even Groundhog's Day yet. You think he's going to see his shadow? I'm thinking no. Kevin, no, I didn't say. I know I paid like $12, but it's because I'm a St. Augustine resident, St. John's County. I think it's 20 for out-of-state people. I think it's 20. But senior citizens, just for anybody who's a senior citizen, I think buy one, get one free. So there are some deals. And then you can also purchase tickets at a discount from Red Train because they own the Ripley's Believe It or Not. They can give you discount tickets for the Whetstone Chocolate Factory tour. So there's other stuff that you can purchase when you purchase your Red Train ticket. I chose not to. I know I'm going to do the free tour at the winery, free tour at the distillery. I knew we were going to walk around the outside of the fort. So, I mean, there's lots of free things to do, too. So it's just a matter of if you're staying for several days. Also, Red Train and the Old Town Trolley, both of them, they have discounts if you buy for the whole weekend or multiple days. So if you're going to stay in town for several days and you know you're going to be riding around, you get a discount on that too. So. Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, you're going to use it all day. So $20 isn't that bad. And it's free parking. So you would normally pay at least a $12 flat fee for parking at the parking garage. You know, so $12 already spent if you were going to come down here for the day. But at least with the Red Train or the Old Town Trolley, you get to hop on and off at all the different stops. So you kind of, because some of the stops are a little bit farther out of the way, like the Fountain of Youth and Ripley's is kind of a little on the corner of the historic district, and there's just some places. The distillery and winery are kind of on the western end, so it's a lot of walking if you decide to park on your own. So again, that's why these train tours are actually pretty cool, because you get to hear some history, but you also get to hop on and off all day. So it's Sunday, so the last train is going to be at 4:30. So I know to get back on a train before then to get me back to my car. But other than that, you can just hop on and off all day. So it's really cool. So this is a stop for both tours. So this is the old town trolley tour. It's green and orange. We're waiting for our black and red one. All right. So let's see, what else can we talk about while we're waiting for our train? Lots to do in St. Augustine. We're going to do several of them today, but certainly not all of them. There's a tour of the oldest schoolhouse. There's a tour of the oldest jail. There's a tour of the oldest house. Some of these are free, some of them you have to pay for. You have the Pirates Museum. You have the oldest wax museum in the U.S., Potter's Wax Museum. So before Madame Trousseau came over here and started her museums in the U.S., we had the Potter's Wax Museum, which is right here in St. Augustine, with lots of AC, right? Having a wax museum in Florida. What else? I'm trying to tell you things that we're not going to do today, but things that you can, you can do, extra things you can do. There's the Fountain of Youth tour, and that's a whole big thing. That does cost. I don't know what the price is. I'll find out. But they've got a whole walking tour, Fountain of Youth. And that's on the outskirts, right outside of the historic area or on the edge of it. So you could do that. You could travel over to Anastasia Island and do the lighthouse tour, whether it be during the day or the haunted lighthouse tour at night, where they just give you a glow stick. Because I was talking to one of my mods about, oh yeah, you should do that. And I'm like, yeah, but it's pitch dark. It's pitch dark. They only give you, I can't use external lighting, obviously. That would kind of take away from the spookiness. And they only give you like a little glow stick. You snap and shake and yeah. So I doubt you guys would be able to see anything. So not worth paying the price for a haunted lighthouse tour you can't see. So, but one that you should go to if you come. It's closing in on 80 degrees here with a beautiful breeze and cloudy, so it's not super hot. The sun's not, beating down on us. So not bad. And I think I hear our train. Hi, Dawn. Okay, guys, well, while we're... Oh, no, it's another Old Town trolley train. Not the right train. Okay, so while we're waiting for our train, guys, let's talk about our sponsors. We have 4 amazing sponsors that make these streams possible. And one, of course, is Disney by Dawn. She is a travel agent, an official Disney travel agent, as well as, of course, any kind of vacations you wish to take. She will hook you up with your next vacation, whether, like I said, Disney. She can help you with your fast passes and reservations for your dining and, of course, your hotel reservations and flight, everything. She will square you away to make the perfect Disney vacation. Or, like I said, you want to go to Bermuda or wherever, she will help you with that too. So definitely click on her link, show our sponsors love. She's wonderful and she will take very good care of you. Tell her you're a Stream the Magic viewer. And our next is Victor. Sorry. Victor's our real estate agent that's in the area of Orlando, whether it be Kissimmee, Winter Park, Celebration. He knows that area like the back of his hand. If you are thinking, dang it all, I'm tired of this snow, I want to move to Florida, I want to move closer to Mickey, he is your man, whether it be a vacation home or a home. You want to come down here permanently. He will help you find the perfect home or condo. Just click on his link. And again, he is a wonderful sponsor here, guys. He makes this possible. So click on his link, check it out. He can answer all kinds of cool questions about real estate down here in Florida. He knows his stuff. And of course, we have Mickey Monthly, which is a subscription box that comes to your home every month with the magic of Disney. They do really cool stuff in those boxes. Who doesn't want a little Disney in their life every single month? How exciting would that be? They also do personal shopping, and they're in parks all the time, guys. So check them out. Mickey Monthly subscription boxes. I believe you get a discount off your first box if you click on our link. So definitely check them out. Mickey Monthly. They're the ones who, oh, don't worry about it. Again, show some love. Go check on the links. Check these people out. They are amazing. And of course, the last one is candles. Oh my gosh, guys, these candles are amazing. Disney-inspired candles, as well as other wonderful smelling candles. Smell of the Poly. Oh my God, the Polynesian Hotel. Who wouldn't want to smell that every day in their home, right? The Grand Floridian, the confectionery, all kinds of cool stuff that will remind you of Disney. She makes some amazing candles, guys. Her link is in our description. Check her out. All 4 of our sponsors' links are in our description. So definitely check them out, guys. Well, I hear another train coming. Let's hope it's the red train this time. We've seen 2 Old Town trolley trains. So hopefully we're going to see our red train come around the corner here. Maybe in just a moment. People. There's people coming. Doesn't help us. Okay, so what else can I talk about? Let's see. Of course, one thing that you're not going to get to see today, but that's amazing, it's St. Augustine, is our beaches. We have beautiful, beautiful beaches, guys. They are not busy, they are not crowded, they're not wall-to-wall people, and absolutely gorgeous. They are really well kept and maintained, and a great place to relax. After a couple of days of walking around St. Augustine and walking your feet off, you can sit on one of our beaches. Volano Beach is my favorite because it's really super quiet. It's mostly beach houses over there, so all beaches are public here, so you just walk right on. And there's places where you can park in Volano Beach for free, and you can just walk across the street or walk, and they've got bathrooms nearby and everything, public bathrooms. They're great beaches here. So if you are a beach person, St. Augustine has beautiful beaches. Okay, maybe I was like hearing things. This is similar to like a phantom buzz in your pocket of your cell phone. I heard a phantom ring of a trolley. Maybe? I don't know. Okay, so, all right, we'll talk a little more history since we're waiting. So, I was talking earlier about Martin Luther King, right? That we have one of the only 2 roads that are named after him. There's a lot of them, right? But we're the one of only 2, Atlanta being the second, that has MLK Boulevard or street that he actually marched on. And this was one of them right here in St. Augustine. He actually walked this street that's named after him. So pretty amazing, right? They'll talk on the Red Train trolley about how when he was here, he was staying at people's houses in the area, and he had to move houses every single night due to death threats. So he bounced from house to house. But there's a particular house that they have as a historic house right now that another old town trolley. Oh my goodness. I also heard though that the old town trolley, their last one is like at 3:30, so they stop like an hour before a red train. But it's kind of crazy. Third one. I haven't seen one of mine yet. No red yet. Okay, so there is a particular house in which they made a historical house that has to do with where he stayed that night. So pretty cool. Martin Luther King info here in St. Augustine. Wouldn't think of it, right? But pretty amazing. Also, there's a road that we're going to go down. It's called Lincolnville, and they're all beautiful historic Victorian homes that have all been refurbished, and they are beautiful, a variety of rainbow colors, very bright but beautiful, and they're all, like I said, Victorian style. And we're gonna drive down that when we go on the trolley again, and you'll get to see Lincolnville. But pretty cool, beautiful houses, beautiful. Yeah, CJ, seriously. It's like, what the heck, man? I'm waiting for a red train. We've seen 3 other ones go by. Crazy. Let's see, we're gonna pass on the trolley several different churches that Flagler built. Beautiful, huge churches. But you'll notice that the only church that has a bell in it is Flagler's church. That was one of the deals when he was building them for other people, or financing them. He said you can build it, but you can't have a bell in it. And the church that he built, of course, had a bell in it. So he wanted only his church to have a bell. So he built the church for his daughter, in honor of his daughter, who unfortunately passed away while in childbirth, giving birth, and her and the child passed away right before the completion of the church. So it's a little bittersweet, obviously, when he completed it, and of course had it, I guess not named after her, but it was built in her name. That makes sense. Okay, red train. What the heck? What the heck? No way is that another old, oh my gosh, there's another Old Town trolley coming around the corner. You gotta be kidding me. That's nuts. That's a little one. Okay. Well, I'm wondering if we should just try and catch a train. I was trying to catch the train to where we weren't missing much as far as, you know, St. Augustine. All right, I'm going to give it 5 more minutes, and then push come to shove, we'll walk right back down St. George Street and catch it somewhere else. So there's a Ford across the street. It's the walkway we came across. So let's go. This is St. George's Inn, the upstairs part right here of this building to our left. So it spans like two blocks. It's all upstairs rooms, but it's beautiful in the sense that you get to be in the heart of historic St. Augustine while you stay here. So it's kind of awesome. All right. So we're gonna go around this corner and hopefully catch the next red train. Lots of people waiting. I think these are all red train people. Guys doing laps. All right. So we're right here at the city gates. These are the gates that I was talking to you about how you had to be in before they closed them up at night. And of course these walls were much higher then. They're kind of more symbolic now. But you can see it runs here and goes all the way over toward the fort. Hopefully we're gonna get a red train coming anytime now. Down the street. I don't see one. All right. What else can we talk about while we're waiting for the train? It's kind of crazy. I never wait this long for one of them. So I talked about Flagler and how much influence they had here, both on hotels and churches. He spent a lot of money here. He loved St. Augustine. He also spent a lot of money going farther south down the east coast of Florida, closer to Miami. He spent money there also. He really didn't want to bring the train all the way down there. He didn't think that it was worth the money, but eventually certain events happened in which it was profitable for him to build the railroad, and so he did, which of course brought more revenue and all kinds of stuff to businesses in Florida. You'll see Flagler's name if you come down here to St. Augustine all around. No, kid, you do not need to be walking that. All around here we have hospitals named after him. We have all kinds of stuff. Obviously the college. but he's pretty big here in Florida. I hear a cling cling, but I don't see anybody. Lots of people waiting. Of course, this is a stop for both of them again. So yeah, St. Augustine is about, we're usually about 5 to 8 degrees cooler than Orlando, partially because of our coastal breezes, but also because we're obviously more north and east of Orlando. Jamie, I'm not sure. You know, Flagler, I don't necessarily feel had a particular design. This whole area was influenced with Spanish influences, British influences. Those were the big ones here. So I'm not sure. I'd have to remember some of the research I've done on Grand Floridian as to whether or not Flagler had any influence on that. I have a feeling no, but that's a good question. I see a red train. Yay. See it down there? It's in front of the trolley train. So it's going to go down to that burger place and where we saw the love tree, if anybody was following me on Facebook. And it's a palm tree that's growing out of an oak tree. They call it a love tree. The idea is if you kiss somebody under that tree, you'll be mated for life. So think long and hard before you go over there and kiss under it, right? So anyway, it'll be doing that loop. It'll stop at the burger bucket, and then it will turn around and come this way. So hopefully, oh, see, there's another one right there. Good. Well, we will definitely be catching one now. Thank goodness. Yes, that one's taking the left. Yes, into burger bucket. Good. We will see that train shortly then. Yay! Finally. Kim, my favorite store is called the Red Pineapple. It's across the street from my favorite place to eat, which is called Prohibition Kitchen. We were showing it on Facebook. If I get a chance, I'll show you guys, since we were having Facebook issues. But it's a great place to eat, Prohibition Kitchen, and then almost kind of catty corner from there, across the way, is Red Pineapple, and it is my favorite store. I love it. I love it. My aunt just bought me something from there recently as a housewarming gift. So she saw me looking at it in the shop, and then I put it back down and was like, no, I don't want to spend money on it right now. And she purchased it for me, so super cool. I love that shop. Got all kinds of neat things in there. And it's not a touristy shop. It's not all St. Augustine knickknacks. It's just really cool stuff. Okay, people standing in the middle of the street, make up your mind. You're going to need to walk. There you go. Okay. Here we go. Red trains are coming. Thank goodness. All right, guys. Let's get some more of the tour going now. Here we go. More of St. Augustine. Hopefully some of these people will get off, because man, it looks full.
We are at St. George Street. If you'd like a better option, I can get you to the center. We're happy to do that. I'll be there in about 5 minutes. Howdy, bud.
Nobody?
See you, folks. Thank you. What do we have in front of us?
Can I squeeze on?
A
Do you mind?
Bazinga. We got the biggest, the baddest, the oldest of all national monuments in the United States. You see, our town is dripping with the stuff called coquina. Hey now. Pump up the jams. Our city gates over here are made out of this stuff called coquina. And I was telling you all before, one way in, one way out. City gates, 1821 to about 70 years later. Not Spanish, not Catholic, not getting in. Do you know what the Florida state bird is, Lance?
Mosquito.
It is. We saddle them up around here. And if you are suffering from yellow fever, jaundice, come up to the gate. You're not getting in. Took 5 months for yellow fever to wipe out a third of our town, everybody. So back to it. Right in front of us, we have the biggest, the baddest, after you, of course. Yeah, the biggest, the baddest, the oldest of all national monuments, Coquina. The Castillo de San Marcos, 1672 to 1695. Kathy, how many years? Go. 23. 3 was the other end. I'm the special one. The 10th fort the Spanish ever built for a reason. If you know anything about wood and Florida, and I have a feeling a portion of you do, you know that they don't party, they don't get along. So termites, dare I say the H word, salt air, humidity, fires. The biggie was bombardment. Mainly from what the Spanish considered to be pirates, the British. I'm going to pull over here to the Colonial Quarter, 300 years of living history museum. I'm going to tell you a little more about this fort here. Howdy. All right, here's how it goes. Excuse me. If you take a gander at the fort over here on the left-hand side, it's really no worse for the wear, man. Very frustrating, Miss Amy, to the British invaders. They called it the self-healing fort. Now, a couple of things that changed since 1695, but not much. It used to be painted all white with red corners to match that Spanish banner flag flapping up top. A couple cracks in the foundation because the water table is so high. If anybody goes down about 3 feet with a teaspoon, you're hitting water. So it started to sink. City fortified it. We don't want to lose that. But yeah, you can see the remnants of the white paint underneath the flag. Yep. City studied on repainting it all white with red corners, and us locals said, no, don't do that. It'd be silly, it'd be cheesy. So we left it rustic. There it is. But really no worse for the wear. Now, if y'all can see past my fat, stupid head, and it is fat and stupid, I get it. You see the lighthouse yonder? You will see the Bay of Matanzas underneath the cirrus clouds. Miss Amy, I should have been a weatherman. Cirrus clouds, standing lenticular altostratus clouds, cumulus clouds, the rainmakers be on the way. I like this job better than being a weatherman. But if you keep this bay in mind like the Spanish did, you might know that it's running about 20 degrees colder than the air around it. So the Spanish, in their ultimate wisdom and engineering, said, it's caliente. What we want to do is have that bay in mind when we engineer the streets that we're about to go down now. The street we're heading down is very skinny, Ippolita Street. The 9 or 10 parallel built the same fashion. What the Spanish were trying to do is funnel in air from that bay, pardon me. And us train drivers, we call this colonial air conditioning. And it really works. Does anybody like video games? How about Mr. Jason back here? Like video games? Yeah. I got my Atari 2600 still. Now, the reason I'm asking is for another engineering aspect of the Spanish. They said the only way you could shoot straight down a curved street is if you were in fact playing a video game. So bullet fire, cannonball fire, musket fire coming in from mainly the British and other roads would do this. Pinball around. So that's why the street's curved ahead of us. Not sloppy work, no the intention. I'm going to get you to the center of St. George Street, the old pedestrian street. And I got a question for you. I might as well ask you now. Have they all been to Spain before? España? No? You want to go? I got an option for you if you'd like.
I know this is owned by the country of Spain, so.
Come on over here. About 5 feet away. This is the last piece of Spanish-owned property in the United States. This little courtyard is Spanish property, so you'd be back in Spain. Bless you. Hi. Yes, sir. Well, it depends on how busy it is. Could be. Yeah, it's busy around town. It's busy around town. Let me see if I can call ahead and see if my pleasure, but yeah, I apologize. You know, it's busy. It's a Sunday. It shouldn't be this busy. Yeah, they got a lot more than we do.
Hey, jump on if you're gonna jump on.
Forgive me. Let me call ahead. Okay. How many you got? Wait. 11. Okay. Yes, sir.
We're going to try to get on here and split everybody up.
Okay, sounds good to me. If you can, that'd be wonderful.
Still on the call for the other people.
So right here in front of us is St. George Street, which is what we walked around earlier today. So if you were on Facebook with me, we stopped at a popsicle shop. It's very well known here, Hypo, and they have the most amazing popsicles. I had the blueberry lavender lemonade, and it was amazing.
Yeah, sir, I apologize to you, okay? Pardon me? Not sure. I just called them and tried to get them here quick. Okay? But what we generally tell you is there's really no guarantees. We're supposed to, they shouldn't expect anything on any given time. Yeah. But I think if you give them about 10 minutes, they should be here. Okay. All right. Thank you, bud. And I apologize. All right. Well, I'm here. I'll do my best for you.
So there's the
Between you and I and mosquitoes, I think it's a ticket.
It's a wonderful place to eat.
Anybody in a particular time. I mean, this is island time here. We slow
no
down.
doubt. No, I think I'm going to slow down on having having dessert 3 times in a row.
It's going to be this busy today. So forgive us, and I will apologize, at least for me. I can't apologize to anybody else. So anyway, let's move onward. Thanks for putting up with us. Well, what we got now is some of the most beautiful churches in the country. And
oh yeah, here we go. We're going to see some of Flagler's churches that
kind
he
of takes
built.
us back for a skosh to Henry Flagler. See, Henry Flagler, top 5 richest man in the world category, wanted to build his flagship hotel. I jokingly refer to as Hogwarts. All right. He wants 5 acres. He wants to build it. He finds the 5 acres, but whoopsie daisy, my friends. Methodist got a darn church on it. He builds him this one, 1890. All hand carved terracotta imported from Italy. All hand carved pine doors. Termites ate fine. Beautiful bell tower up top. Ain't no bell in the bell tower. It's gonna be on the right hand side up top. The reason there's no bell on the bell tower is because Henry Flagler had stipulations. I built a church in my own interest for my only daughter and granddaughter who passed away. I don't want any musical interference. I got 2 bell towers, 2 bells. So never has been, never will be, as far as I know, a bell on the bell tower. We're going to get to that beautiful church here in a moment, my favorite. In the interim, though, I want to show you this. Now, I'm going to put a couple of stamps
No,
in
you're
Henry
fine.
Flagger's name. Rich Roots, Heavy Turn.
You let me sit here, so you go right ahead.
Here's some philanthropy, my friend. Henry Flagger had a lot of money, and the Baptists rather knew it. They said maybe we have one too. He builds them this. Actually, pardon me, he gives them the property. They build it with $10,000 that Henry Flagger gave them. They finish it up with the rest of the money. No bell to bell tower. Haven't done it 3 years. And like I said, he ain't Fannie Mae's. You got to come up with the rest of the bucks. They did. 1895 started to congregate.
This is Flagler's church that he built for his daughter and his grandchild. Doesn't sound good.
Over here on the right-hand side, we got the church with 2 bell towers, 2 bells. 1889. 361 days to build, 1,000 men working around the clock to get it done. All hand-carved Carrera Italian marble. Solid mahogany pews for Jenny Louise and the unnamed granddaughter. This is the part that really blows my skirt up, man. Not a 50, not a 500, 5,000, my Slipknot friend. 5,000 piece pipe organ inside. I think Slipknot played, I don't know. Maybe Meshuggah, I don't know. You like it heavy, yeah?
Yes.
Me too, man. I used to play, I used to be signed to Nuclear Blast. I played with Monstrosity. Familiar with that? You know, Corpse Grinder and all. Yeah, 5,000 piece pipe organ inside, my friends.
Wow, did you hear that? 5,000 piece pipe organ inside this church.
I remember my life there, my stepdad, 1979. And it's good to see you again, too. I recognize you. Yeah, I'm a metalhead, but believe it or not, I had a full scholarship for guitar for big band jazz. Believe it? All right, enough about me. Over here on the right-hand side, we got the 5 acres that Henry Flagger absconded with in the trade. This
yes, listen to this.
Here, was finished up in 1888.
This had the first switch electric lighting.
My Slipknot friend, and I'm not talking about Kiss Live. Thomas Subsea. I fitted the whole place with electricity, his brand new incandescent light bulb, hot cold for the water, mini power plant inside. Almost unheard of. Have your own power plant. The place was jealous. The White House, they didn't get theirs till, shoot, 4 years later, 1892. Imagine the White House walking around with candles and lanterns 4 years after this place was built. As it lay now, excuse me, it is private liberal arts college since 1968. I know it well. My son went here. He won the Congressional Art Award for the state of Florida, thank God. My daughter goes there. She'll be back tomorrow, or at least she better be. Better be in there. Largest collection of Tiffany stained glass in the world begins in that dining hall for the students. And then throughout. I assume, forgive me if I'm wrong, that nobody's been inside there. Is that true? My Slipknot friend, what is your name? Forgive me.
Nick.
Pardon me?
Nick.
Dan?
Nick.
Nick. Okay, pardon me. You got to go inside there. You got to go inside there, Nick. Everybody. I use the Hogwarts thing as a joke, but it's very accurate. If you're into stuff like that, if you're into stuff like Michelangelo, ceiling art, like the Sistine Chapel. Michelangelo had nothing on the guy that did the ceiling art in this place, a guy named George Maynard. Same fashion on his back, way up top. What you want to do is take a tour here, please. For the love of all that is holy, Nick, take a tour, man. 10 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. I realize it's quite a gap. But you're privy to certain rooms that most people can't go in normal situations. You get greeted by Henry Flagger encased in carbonite, like Han Solo, just kidding. There's a lot more Tiffany stained glass. There's a lot of crystal. There's a lot of Flagler Legacy artwork.
Hi, Brian.
Peter Honda, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's about an hour and a half tour. It's given by students that have to be there at least a year to earn their street cred. So after you get done with Flagler, 10 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, unless otherwise indicated, you come over here. You mention my name. I'll tell you why in a moment. This was built in 1883 to replicate the west wing of the Alhambra going out of Spain. 1/10 of the west wing. Villa Museum. You can get a little visual by way of the posters. The reason I want you to mention my name to the Villa Museum is because my family owns this. I don't think it'll hurt to mention my name. If it does, I'll give you a rebate. All right? My Aunt Marcia and Uncle Jimmy, they own it and operate it. It was built in a Spanish Moorish slash Persian style, and the guy that built it took a fancy to St. Augustine, Frank Smith, and what he wants to do is go into competition hotel-wise, Eva, with Henry Flagler. Bad idea. He failed miserably. All right, but he tried. And I got a question for you, Craig. Still there? You got $400 I can borrow up real quick? Jason? Fred? Anybody? Nick? $400? Thanks for thinking about it, though. The reason I'm asking folks is because, in all seriousness, that's what we don't need to stay in this joint over here on the left-hand side. $400 a night. It gets worse. You want to play around like the presidents, like Lyndon B. Johnson, Teddy Roosevelt? You come up to the balconies. And you're paying $1,000 a night. It gets worse though, okay? It was a seasonal hotel, January, February, and March. Didn't matter if you stayed one night, you stayed the whole 3 months. You're paying for it, all right? But we are in fact talking about presidents and rich oil tycoons right around the advent of the combustion engine. They didn't care about the money, man. This is what they cared about. Hold on, weeks off. Bulbs kept popping. Sparks kept flying out the walls. Direct current was not the order of the day. They needed the AC, not the DC. So Henry Flagler, to ease people's minds, hired what you call, for 75 cents a day, switchers, servants, to flip on and off lights. Not a bad gig. Mr. Nick, I Googled this. Come to find out the average good wage around then was $1 a day, sir. Believe that? Google's still around, by the way. So listen, first of all, before we get too far, I want to show you the visual of this as we slink on by. I don't have 400, I certainly don't have 1,000, and I certainly don't have it for 3 months. So I'm coming over chum. I'm coming over here to $100 a night non-seasonal annex of Henry Flagler, 1890, if I got my math right. I want to swim in the Olympic-sized swim pool, the largest one at the time. I want to go play in the casino. I want to go bowling. I want to have some food, music, festivals, dancing, trading.
That's right. It also had a bowling alley.
Silent movie and theater inside. So if you want to go see A Star Is Born, you're going to go see it. You ain't going to hear it, which was a wonderful movie, by the way. I didn't have enough tissue for Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. I saw the one with Barbara Streisand and Chris Christopher in the theater, too. That's actually the fourth one. One with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Listen, I aforementioned that Henry Flagler was chauvinistic. And here's how it kind of goes. Ladies, don't get mad at me, please. If you want to swim in the Olympic-sized swim pool, you go for it. You're timed. You're roped off. You have to swim in the deep end only. Henry Flagler thought if you're in the deep end, ladies, you'd be too busy to gossip because you're flailing around like that. Meanwhile, us guys are in the shallow end smoking cigars, gossiping like champs. Yucking it up. Not you, Jason. Stay away from the creature. I know I can gossip. I learned from the best. The Real Housewives. You know. Everybody, I want to cordially welcome to Lincolnville, as the sign indicates on the right-hand side. And on the way through Lincolnville, this little stretch, I want to ask you, anybody been at all into Savannah, Georgia? Anybody in the back? Okay. This neighborhood, to me, is very reminiscent of Savannah, Georgia.
Okay, yeah, so this is Lincolnville that I was talking to you guys about. Look at all those beautiful houses.
Pretty strong back here throughout the 2.5 miles square block. Savannah is one of my favorite places on the globe. But let's get down to it. It's 2.5 square miles of what used to be Spanish plantation property, everybody. And it got froze out. Believe it or not, the Spanish came a little too far north in this neighborhood, this area, when they introduced oranges, sugar, tobacco, indigo, grapes. So it became available, the neighborhood, the property. To whom? Well, after 1864, Thomas Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, yeah? And St. Augustine, pretty quickly after that, said, look, freed and escaped slaves. Y'all have anywhere to go? Nah, what you got? Well, we got 2.5 miles. How would you like to come up with an occupation that jives with you? Break yourself off the parcel? Build a home. What's the deal? Oh, you got to work by law, but for money. Let me tell you about the freed and escaped slaves, at least around here. They were pretty brilliant. About 200 yards in front of us. They came up with fishing and shrimping, my friends. I think you heard about this, Nick, the other day, right? Fishing and shrimping. And it was such a great occupation that the best seafoods around our town still buy local. Right out here. Or I should say right left here. If anybody wants any restaurant advice off the record, this is the part where I tell you, you come talk to the kid. I got it all. Be happy to help you. Well, we're going to come back to Lincolnville and I'll tell you a little more about it. And in the interim, though, it's about where we're going. We're going to go get some free booze. It might ease your nerves a little bit, and I can't blame you. Pardon me. Saint Sebastian Winery, free tour, free samples. Most of the wine inside is comprised of the muscadine grape, a much smaller but sweeter Florida-grown grape. Seems to thrive around the Panhandle. Didn't do so well here. You're in luck if you'd like. I can't blame you if you get off here. Okay. The cellar upstairs is what we call that beautiful panoramic view up top of the building. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday it is open all field. Then we'll move on and get serious about the booze, okay? We'll pick up some chocolate first, and then we'll move on to some serious booze. But once again, free tour, free samples, all ages welcome, which is another nice feature. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, guys. We are headed to the winery. Beth. Good, how are you?
Very good. Welcome to Saint Augustine Winery. Have
Thank
you ever
you.
been here before?
I have, but they haven't, so they're all along for the ride.
Who are they?
You're on YouTube right now.
Oh, okay. So, thank you again for coming.
Yes.
We have a free wine tasting, self-guided tour. So
Wonderful.
you are going to start the wine tasting on the bar on the first floor. We have dry wines here.
Okay.
Then on the second floor we have sweet wines, we have dessert wine, and also a movie for about 10 minutes.
Great.
Then on the third floor, if you want to continue the party, we have a very nice restaurant, wonderful beers, sangria, appetizer. You are going to enjoy the music there.
Wonderful.
So please have a wonderful time.
Great, thank you.
too, so if you look like me. Or in the back behind the
All right, guys.
I like anything. Serve warm, serve cold.
Yeah, it's going to be served at room temperature. It's going to be great with ribs, pastas, and it's going to have a smooth finish. Hello, how you doing today?
Hi, good. What are we trying?
I have the Chardonnay for you to try first.
Wonderful.
I'll give you a dry white wine, preferably chill, no oakiness flavors to it. And then
Wonderful.
I have 2 more wines for you to try too.
Fabulous. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And the Chardonnay was very good.
I'm using this to clean my palate.
Do what you gotta
I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm ready. What's next?
do. This next one's the Cabernet number 4, a dry red wine. It's going to have oakiness, spice flavors to it, with a smooth finish.
Okay.
Hey, you all ready for the Pinot Grigio? I know you were look at that.
Very good. Light and sweet.
Pretty much dry and sour.
This is also another good thing about taking the red train tour. You're not driving anytime soon anyway. All right. So we tried the Cabernet and the Chardonnay. I think he's got the Pinot still.
This next one is Pinot Grigio, tropical citrus fruity flavors.
Okay, so this is the Pinot.
Pretty much dry and sour, the 2 main flavors. So this is
Hi.
going to be the Pinot Grigio. It's going to have tropical citrus fruity flavors, so pretty much dry and sour. The 2
Okay.
main flavors. How'd you like the first 2?
Good.
good.
Good. The white's my favorite. The Vintners, yeah. I have a couple of cases of those at home.
Oh, okay.
Make great gifts.
Oh, yeah. This first one is the Chardonnay number 1. This is a dry
Oh, this one's very nice. Any of you Pinot Grigio fans? Very nice. Yeah, their Pinot is wonderful. Let's see. Very light and, yeah. Very nice. I am? Good. Thank you. Okay, go upstairs and try the rest. Hello. What are we trying?
A couple different wines right here. A little Vintner's White is number 8 on the menu.
Oh, this is my favorite.
Sweet fruity white wine made from muscadine grapes. So if you go down the list, you'll see it's listed as number 8 on there.
No. Sorry, you're on YouTube.
A little Rosa for you, number 6 on the menu if you'd like to try that.
Yes, please. Let's try the rose.
Made from muscadines as well. Nice, light, fruity, refreshing, really good for Florida. Here's when it's hot out.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay.
And then Vintner's Red.
Vintner's
It's number
Red.
9 on the menu. It's a sweet, fruity red wine, served chilled. It often throws folks off because it's served chilled.
Really?
It brings out the fruitiness of it. Yeah.
Okay.
It does really well with spicier food.
And is that due to the muscadine? That's kind of, yeah.
Sugar content.
Yeah.
When you have a higher sugar content, serving it cold changes the flavors quite a bit. If you take say a dry red and serve it cold, it's going to change it up a lot.
Right, right. Hence why most reds are served room temperature.
Well,
Yeah.
castle or cellar temperature.
Right.
Yeah. I say that, room temperature. If you're in Florida, it's 84 degrees in your kitchen.
Right. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Not
Wonderful.
a few degrees, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, your white's my favorite. I usually do Christmas and we buy a case of red and white. Make great gifts. Thank you. Ah, the ports.
Hello.
Hi.
How are we doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. I have the cream sherry and the ruby ports.
Okay.
Now the cream sherry has hints of vanilla, caramel, butterscotch, and it's fortified with brandy. It's both, and they're 18%. Both these are 18%. And the ruby port has a little bit of that spice in it, and it's aged in those oak barrels for about 6 to 9 months.
Nice.
About half a year. So the ruby port is very smooth. It's very light. It's not as thick as the cream sherry.
Now you guys share your barrels with the distillery, yes?
We do.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So which ones do you get from them? The bourbon barrels. Yeah.
And we get some of them from the Jack Daniels one as well. From Tennessee.
Oh, really? From Tennessee? Nice. I've been to that. It's awesome.
That's the...
Okay, so that was the port?
That was number 12 on your pamphlet. This is number 11. It's
Okay.
cream sherry, which has hints of butterscotch. It's fortified with brandy again. It has a nutty taste to it. And it has a very nice amber color and texture to it.
So is this like a kind of a dessert habit?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. You
Awesome.
can also cook with this one as well. You
Nice.
can saute onions, peppers, shrimp.
Yeah, I have the cream sherry at home. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
You can do a lot.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, guys, so they typically also have like a 10-minute movie in there too. And then also buy, what is it, $10? $5. $5.
For both of them, $10 to buy them, to taste them and
And you get to keep the glass. What was the second price? To keep the glass? $10 to keep it. That's why I keep thinking of $10. The glass is beautiful. Look at that, guys. It's so pretty. Awesome. And what's special about these two right here?
they are 2 reserve red wines. We bring these over from California every 2 years. They're both full-bodied, bold red wines.
Bold red wines. Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so $5 to try each of those, or $10 try each of those, and you get to keep the glass. So those are special reserve wines that they bring over from California, if you hear her, every 2 years. So they only bring a certain amount, and then and that's all they have until the next time they bring them over. So, all right, let's walk you around the gift shop a little bit, and then we will catch the next train. Distillery. You guys ready? So the prices of the Vintner's White are really good. Look, they're $10.99 a bottle. Okay, and red a case of white, or you can split the cases and mix them up. But either way, really good prices. Here's the Vintner's White. This is my favorite out of all of them right here. But the Pinot is very good. If you're a Pinot fan or a Rosa fan, very light and sweet and very nice. And again, look, see, the Rosa's $8.99 a bottle. Vintner's is $10.99. They also have a really cool bottle that looks like a lighthouse. check this out. Isn't that pretty? It's their red wine, their vintner's red. So, absolutely. So here is, that's been $5. The Pinot is $11.99. Chardonnay is $11.99. So seriously, nice prices. Not bad at all. And of course, they have their glasses and all kinds of cool stuff. Bottle stoppers. Lots of cute, neat things in here. So, anyway, there you go, guys. There is a quick tour of the winery. Very fun. Comes an old town. Hopefully there'll be a red train coming here shortly. And we are going to head to the distillery. Push come to shove, we can walk to the distillery. It's just like a block and a half away. So we can do that if one doesn't come anytime soon. How's everybody doing? You still hanging in there? Again, just shows you, you know, how many great things are at St. Augustine. So many things for kids and adults. They do give juice to the kids here, so don't feel like you can't bring your kids to the winery tour. They do give them juice to drink. So at the distillery, they give you a really good lemonade for.
4 only. 4 to a seat only. We do have another trolley coming right behind me. Last call for alcohol, everybody. Once I ring this bell, they'll be on, they'll be off. All right, you want to circle 9, 12, and 13 on your map. One more time, Charlie. My name is Shelly.
All right. I know, right? I'm so glad you're with me today, CJ. Yay! CJ and I have hung out several times at Walt Disney World. Now you're getting to hang out with me in my hometown. Well, I can't say hometown. This is not where I grew up. I think when I say hometown, I think of this is where I grew up. I did not grow up here. I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. So but this is the town I live in now. So I call it home. Absolutely love it. It's a great little town. It's very artsy and a small feel to it, and yet has so many wonderful things to offer people who visit. So not only our beaches, but all kinds of cool stuff that I'm showing you today, and some things I'm not showing you today. So I'm glad you're with me today. Yay! And look, the skies, definitely some of the clouds are going away now. Look at those skies. Lots of blue, lots of sun. Yay, sun. Sorry, I know a lot of you really want to see the sun again and you want the warmth, so I can't complain. I'm not complaining, for the record. All right. Well, a lovely taste of everything. You can hear, I don't know if you can hear, but there's some music coming from the rooftop deck. That's the little wine bar and apps, I guess, wine and apps kind of area up there. Absolutely beautiful. So I haven't been up there, but I heard it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Now we're going to go to the distillery next, and that has a restaurant in the back of it, and I hear that is like the bomb. I have not eaten there yet. I need to. So I will give you a review once I do, for all of you who are interested, since you hung out with me today. Let's see what's coming next. I think that's another old train. She said that there was another one coming. Old Town trolley.
Did you have fun?
We did, yes. It was wonderful. Wonderful. Didn't catch the movie, but that's okay. I was actually going to skip it anyway just because I don't have a lot of time, but
Yeah.
it was great. I bring people here constantly.
Yes, and when are you going
Love
to
it.
show that one? When?
Oh, we're live right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're all watching it right now. Yeah, we're going all through St. Augustine. I'm showing them my hometown today. So
Did you went to the Flagger Museum because that's very nice, and this is like the beginning of the history of St. Augustine also.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
Yep.
Glad. Well,
Yep.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yes, we're hitting the distillery next. So I was just telling them about how you guys share barrels back and forth. So it's kind of cool. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So just so you know, the port barrels that the winery has here, they lend to the distillery. And the distillery does a special port bourbon to where they age their bourbon in those port barrels. So really cool. And then in return, they lend the wine. See, I remembered. All right. So we are walking from the winery to the distillery. It's only a block and a half away. It's just I don't have any beautiful ocean views or bay views to show you while we wait for the train. So I thought, you know what, let's just walk. Walk off the wine tasting that we just had, right? And hopefully get a better signal because you guys are saying it's lagging and freezing. So here we go. Hopefully we'll get a better signal. So we're walking behind the chocolate factory. Which is, they have a tour, but it's not free. And they give you little booties for your shoes and a little hairnet for your hair. But you get to see how several different chocolates are made, so it's really cool. And then we're gonna round this corner here at that stop sign down there and hang a hard right, and we will be coming up on the distillery. Like I said, it's like a block and a half away. It's not bad at all. This is the chocolate factory right here, Whetstone Chocolate. Like I said earlier, in case you weren't on then, Whetstone was actually the guy who worked with Hershey on creating the Hershey Kiss. He actually has the patent. The Whetstone family actually has the patent for the machine that makes the Hershey Kiss. Isn't that cool? So, you think Hershey came up with all his ideas by himself? He had help from Whetstone. So, there you go, a little chocolate trivia. Yeah, so that's one of the things that you can do if you visit. I'm not going to be able to show you everything today. I'm not going to be able to buy into all the tours today. I'm going to show you more of the free stuff today. But hopefully it will give you an idea of maybe taking a little side trip over here to St. Augustine. Maybe you do a week in Disney and then you come up here for a few days. It's a little slower pace, a little more relaxed. Still walking a little bit, but lots of cool stuff to see. Lots of cool things to do. Lots of cool things to taste. And that's the distillery right there. Used to be an ice plant. Isn't that cool? So back in the day when you had to buy big black blocks of ice for your did they call it a ice box, I guess, to keep your stuff cold, you had to buy blocks of ice, right, off the wagon. And this is where they created the big blocks of ice, that ice plant right there. So they turned it into a distillery like 5 years ago or something like that. Now this tour will actually give us a whole history of that, so I won't try and remember all of it. We'll just be able to listen to it together. If we can catch a current tour. If it's going to be a while for the tour, we'll just go to the gift shop, do a few tastings, and we'll walk through the I haven't seen a red train yet, so I think walking was a good idea. We'll walk through the area, the little museum area that talks about the ice plant, and then it also talks about the distillery. So we can give ourselves a little walking tour in a way. We just won't get to see the barrels or the place where they distill the bourbon. But they do create the bourbon, the gin, the vodka, and rum here. not necessarily in this facility, but their company does. And it's all amazing. So good. I bring everybody here because usually you can find someone in each group I bring that really loves a certain kind of drink, and they usually walk away with buying a bottle here because it's incredible and unique, right? You're getting it from St. Augustine. So here you go. We're here. St. Augustine Distillery. Ice Plant is the name of the restaurant that's here. That's the one that I said that I've really got to check out. All right. We will have to wait for a red train tour after this. So cross your fingers that that will come by the time we get out of the distillery, right? Let's see. There you go. There's some of the barrels right there. Come on, DJ. I got a guest room, honey. Come visit. You won't have to do an Airbnb. Let's see. 2:30. Hi. When's your next one?
The
3?
next yours you go now is at 3 o'clock. In just a few seconds, I'm going to change it to 3:30 because there's only a couple tickets left if you'd like it.
What time is it now? 2:30?
It's 2:30.
I don't think we have time. We'll walk through the... It's just me, so we'll walk through here. Thank you so much. All right, guys. We're going to walk through here. At least you got a good shot of the barrels and stuff like that. Look at those flasks. Those are cute. Can I say cute when I'm saying flask? Look at those candles. Wow. There's a flask for you. Those are nice. Leather. Okay, so here's the port finished bourbon. This is what I was talking to you about. So they do the port over at the winery. They lend those barrels over here. And then they are, they're finished off in those port barrels. So look at that. 45 and 80 for those bottles. 45 for the small bottle. 80 for the big bottle. But the bourbon is so smooth and so tasty. And what's cool is if you don't want to do the tour, or if the tour, like we just found out, is going to be another half hour, and then that'll take a half hour and so forth, you can do tastings right here. So let's see if we can do a tasting.
Well, we can taste whatever you'd like to taste. If that means the bourbon, then yes.
So you can taste anything you want here. Can I taste the bourbon, please? Wonderful.
That's our Florida straight bourbon.
Wonderful. So this is the bourbon.
Anything you guys want to try? It's not just bourbon, it's anything that we make. Well, take a lap around the store.
So you can try, oh, that is so smooth and nice. You can try the vodka, the gin, the rum, all of that.
This is the street.
Okay.
Is it just having a man that you don't well, you asked me. Okay. You didn't order. This is for port finish.
Can I try the port finish also? Wonderful. Oh, gonna give me a new one. Gotcha.
So just like
okay, so this is the port finish one. This is the one that's that is aged in the port barrels from the winery. Yep. But delicious.
You want to taste the difference? It's also going to be a little stronger. The first one that you had is 88 proof. This one is 102.
Wow.
Yeah, well.
So good. So good. So we looked at the 45 and 80. That's the port finish. Just to give you an idea, the straight bourbon, the Florida straight bourbon, is 30 and 50. So that shows you the difference between the two. They when they finish them in the port barrels, obviously, they're double casted, so they finish the aging in the port barrels that they get from the winery. So, but yep, there's the Florida straight. They also have gin, which my family absolutely loves. Not to make that sound like they're luscious or anything, but we have a lot of gin and tonic drinkers in the family, and they love when I pick up a bottle of gin for them. Obviously, there's the bourbon right there. Here's the vodka. That's $30 a bottle, so not bad.
But also some rich honey, lemon juice, a few herbs and spices in there. It goes really nicely.
We walk over here, the other side. This is the rum. These are $45 a bottle. And then, yep, that's it. So some vodka, rum, gin, and then the two different types of bourbon. This is the most expensive, obviously, the port finish bourbon, which, mind you, is amazing. Now, I've had, it's a matter of taste, obviously. The Saint Bourbon whiskey, that is $200. Wow. So they're saying that the barrel strength of the old-fashioned bourbon, which is unfiltered, untouched, is the first of its kind, crafted fresh, locally sourced grains that are cooked, fermented, and distilled in award-winning St. Augustine Distillery. It's aged then for up to 4 years in new oak barrels. Next, we empty the barrels and refill them with St. Augustine old-fashioned mix. 4 months, the barrels are again emptied and are refilled with the bourbon. So that's what the Saint Bourbon whiskey is right there. $200. Enough to make what they call Florida mules. They actually have the recipe up here. So Florida Mule is the St. Augustine vodka with the mule mix and soda water. Makes the Florida Mule. They've got the gin and tonic up here, the rum tiki, and of course the old fashioned, which is with the bourbon. So really great stuff, guys. The tour is free. The tasting's free, and when you take the tour, you actually walk through where the barrels are, but then they take you into this room here where they give you the Florida Mule. What are the two drinks that you sample on the tour? Florida Mule and the...
Gin hibiscus.
Gin hibiscus, okay. And the gin hibiscus. So you get two mixed drinks, tastings right in there, and then you come out and they are ready for all of that group to come. Do you see all the little cups right there on the bar? They are ready for that tour group who's about to come out to be able to taste anything in here just like we did. So you get the two mixed drinks in there, the Florida Mule and the, what did she say? Tiki hibiscus. And then you come in here and you get to taste even more. So free tour, guys, free tour. And this is the restaurant over here. Pardon me. The restaurant is over here. Has an amazing menu from what I understand. I have not eaten here before, but I hear it's amazing. So it's upstairs, but I hear it's amazing. Here, let's see if we can get menu.
and make sure that they work. So it's like we actually like to work usually the expert and my side is trying to go on. So anybody, you can tell them, okay, I'm busy, let's go manager, icepan.com is your manager one, they will look. So that's another, so if you're down here, you have to go up, then you'll have what kind of menu.
Alright guys. Well, I couldn't find a menu, only a drink menu, so. Here comes the tour coming out. Thank you. Oh, still waiting on people, huh? Oh. Nope.
You and me, let's go.
Okay. So, we are waiting for a red train tour. Woo, it's windy. Sorry, guys. All right. So gift shops open till 6 p.m. Free tours and tastings. So again, remember, the winery and the distillery all have free tours and tastings, and they have drinks for the kids. So you're welcome to bring them. And of course, my suggestion is obviously get one of the train tours, and that way you can still ride around and not have to worry about driving. Haha, Darla. Haha. No. I mean, they don't give you enough. Though I guess it depends on if you're a cheap date, right? But they give you enough to taste, but not enough to, you know, be stumbling around. Yes, Christy, you do. You need to come here. Everybody should come here.
You better go.
All right, everybody on, safe and secure in the back there. All righty, no more on, no more off. We are headed out. Welcome aboard. Joining us, my name is Ellie.
I should just cover up my sticker and jump on one of these, right? So did you guys hear a little bit about the Lincolnville and why it's called Lincolnville? Those Victorian beautiful houses right there. So basically that land was basically offered to any free slaves once they were freed. And as long as they worked, they could have a piece of land to build on. So that's why that area is called Lincolnville. That's actually where some of the slaves were able to start a new life and work. And most of them, like he said, was shrimp and fish. They were fishermen. And even today, most locals go and get their shrimp or their fish right here in this harbor with these fish boats, these shrimp boats. So, yep. Pretty cool, huh? And here comes our red train. Yay!
Alrighty, this is our stop. All aboard, all ashore. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon.
Oh, we have the training. This should be interesting.
All right, as we get going, we're going to go right back through Lincolnville, and I want to tell you the story of Lincolnville and the civil rights. There was a black dentist by the name of Dr. Robert Haling. He set up shop here in St. Augustine, and he was a very well-known civil rights activist. He organized some peaceful marches, some sit-ins. Well, this did not sit well. As he was out strolling with a couple of his friends one night, he was abducted by the Klan. They beat him and his friends severely. They did manage to get away finally, and they called the authorities, who promptly arrested them for assaulting the Klan. When Dr. Haling was released from jail, he made a phone call to Dr. Martin Luther King. He had met him in Philadelphia, and asked him to please come down here and assist. Dr. King agreed, and coming up at the stop sign is Dr. Martin Luther King Avenue. This is one of only a handful that Dr. Martin Luther King actually marched on. He marched on it 4 times. As we go through the stop sign, you'll notice on the right there's a couple of houses with placards in the yard. The very first one is the Cora Tyson House, which is one of the houses that Dr. Martin Luther King stayed in when he was in town demonstrating. They had to move him every night because of the death threats. I will be happy to point this out to you. It's a part of the Accord Museum and Freedom Trail. And that is written right there. There's a picture of the placard, on the placard of the family Bible that Dr. King signed. It is still in that house. And right over there, right across Oneida Street, was Dr. Haling's office. Today it is the Accord Museum and a part of the Civil Freedom Trail. This lovely red building, that is the Dog Rose Brewing Company. Lots of fine ales and beers in there. We're going to make this left. Our next stop is going to be the plaza. As we come up here, we're going to see the other side of that rounded swimming pool sticking out. This was the ladies' end. Now back then, the men had the shallow end so they could walk around, smoke their cigars, and drink their brandy and talk business. The women, they had to come down here because at the time, the men figured if they were too busy treading water, they could not gossip. They didn't know the women very well, huh? Because I could do both. Johnny Weissmuller trained for 2 Olympics in that pool. Today it is a lovely cafe. You can go in there, sit down, and have lunch. The same gentleman that built the Villa Zareta built this hotel coming up to the right. That is the Casa Monica, today the only 4-star hotel in St. Augustine. Franklin Smith decided that he was going to go in the hotel business too. And this did not sit well with Mr. Flagler. Who owned the railroads at that time? Mr. Flagler. So Mr. Flagler wired ahead. He said, if you bring the supplies, the furniture, the linen, anything to this hotel, I'll fire you on the spot and make sure you never work again. He waited till Mr. Smith almost was bankrupt. He bought it for 9 cents on the dollar. and named it the Cordova. In 2007, the Kessler organization bought it, remodeled it, and gave it back the Casa Monica name. Now, Monica was the name of St. Augustine's mother. You'll notice the plaza here. To the left, that is the government house. It was decreed that every town had a government house, an open-air plaza, a house of worship, and all the streets went out from that location. The governor, when there was news, would stand on the balcony right behind us, and the people would assemble here in the plaza to hear whatever news he had. Also, the ships would moor out in the harbor and bring their goods over here to this open-air market to sell them to the townsfolk. The statue to the right is an actual life-size statue of Ponce de Leon. He was 4'7", and he was considered tall. Now, if you went up to him wanting to sail with him on his ship and you were taller, you were just, it wasn't happening. He did not have anybody on his ship taller than he was. This is the plaza stop, all aboard, all ashore. Yes, I'd like to remind you, if you could, please scoot over, make some new friends. I think everybody's had their rabies shot, so we're good. All right, and we're off. We're going to head back down Cathedral. And I want to talk about the Cathedral.
Yeah, Vicky, she's in training, so you know, gotta give her some extra patience.
It is a minor
We've all been new at one point in time, right?
Meaning that the Pope could come hold services here. He has been invited, he just hasn't showed up yet. Right here is the Cathedral Basilica. They do offer tours. It is absolutely gorgeous inside. And the bell tower was designed by James Renwick, who designed St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York. There's another adorable little dog.
Oh, a little cute little beagle.
Our next stop is the Spanish Military Hospital on Avalon Street, the oldest street. But if you look at the church right across the way,
oh, no doubt about it, Gary. No doubt about it.
That was constructed in 1821.
If I could just move Disney a little closer to here, right?
Florida.
Because I always want to live near the beach. That was like a big thing for me when we got out of the military.
It is one of the, I think, 4 signed Tiffany stained glass. It's called the Vanishing Angel. And that particular stained glass is right past this entrance right there. Signed by Tiffany himself. Right there, if you'll see, the Wells Fargo has Woolworth door. That is where, in the pictures will show you, that is where Dr. King and Dr. Haling organized peaceful sit-ins, and many were arrested just for trying to order a hamburger at that counter. As we turn on Avalon Street, it was once known as Hospital Street. To the left, that pink building is the Spanish Military Hospital. It was operated in the second Spanish period. They have a great tour in there. You can learn why the Spanish had a 70% surgical success rate as opposed to the 30% on other colonies. Peace Pie also has the best ice cream sandwiches with a layer of pie filling. In fact, there's all kinds of great restaurants up and down this street. Now, I want to talk about the next building. It's called the St. Augustine Historical Society today. Back then, it was
really
a Kirby
ice
Smith
cream
house,
sandwich with
where
pie filling.
General
Oh my
Edmund
gosh.
Kirby Smith was born. Now he was
I
the
know,
last
Gary.
Confederate
Can't have it all. I'm
general
just saying. In
to
a perfect
surrender
world,
his command.
Disney would be closer. Like an hour.
The Ames Potato House here on the right was a boarding house back in the day, and every room tells a different story. Every room has different furnishings. The kitchen was in the back then because they did not want the house to burn down if someone had a boo-boo in the kitchen. This wall that we're about to pass was a reinforcement wall. If you look, you'll see some round holes, also some bigger holes. Those are musket balls and cannonball scars. Now I'm going to be quiet for out of respect for the sisters up here at the Father Miguel O'Reilly house. This is the mother house for the Sisters of St. Joseph. They do offer a tour and they love visitors. So I'm going to be quiet now. Enjoy. If you enjoyed that ride, you can thank Henry Flagler for his smooth streets. He said they were too bumpy when he came to town, so he ordered some bricks from the R.J. Reynolds in North Carolina. Those bricks still, those are those bricks. It's a very bumpy ride. We're coming up to the bayfront. Now, a little known fact is, if I have any silent movie buffs on board, there is a film called Stolen Moments, starring Rudolph Valentino, before he was a megastar. It was filmed over the sand dunes over there on Anastasia Island. The lighthouse, as soon as we make this turn, should be in view. It was built in 1874 because they built the previous one too close to the ocean and erosion caused it to fall off in the sea. There's 219 stairs to the top. There is no elevator. And I hear someone set a record not too long ago, 56 seconds. Of course, they were college students, and I'm sure they were in a lot better shape than I am. Our next stop is the oldest house, built in 1702. And we know that's the oldest house because there's a lot of signs that tell us so. No, I'm just kidding. When General Moore came and bombarded
Gary, Disney's about a 2-hour drive from here.
He got so irked that he burnt the city to the ground. And this was the first house that was erected upon the rebuilding of St. Augustine. It is the oldest house. They offer tours. And this is the oldest house stop. And all aboard, all ashore. Y'all have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
The building to your left is was a Franciscan monastery. I'll get this monastery. Okay, well maybe I want it to be like full of gold bullion or something. We'll all go have some fun. Anyway, it was started by the monks in 1763 when the British took over. They turned it into a military barracks, and it has been a military barracks Ever since today, it is the home of the Florida National Guard. Now, we're going to try this without losing a car. The last 3 times Justin has done this, he's lost the back car, so. Oh, we got it this time. Yeehaw!
Bye-bye.
Viva la Rasta! Yay, yay!
Good job.
All right, as we head along back on the bayfront, I'm hoping the dolphins. We often see dolphin pods in our bay, so well, I haven't seen any today. I will let you know if I do. If you have not been over to Anastasia Island, there is an alligator farm. It has every species of alligator and crocodile in the world. They also have some snakes, ring-tailed lemurs, and things of that nature. My favorite is the white alligators. Beautiful. I just had babies probably like 3 months ago when I was over there. You've heard of Brooks Brothers Suits, right? That was the Brooks Brothers home when they were in St. Augustine, 174. Kind of Moorish design. The dilapidated restaurant that's coming up on the right, the Santa Maria, used to be the city bathhouse. After a couple years of hurricanes, it is in disrepair. They are planning on rebuilding this and reopening. It was pretty cool. You could go in there and eat dinner and feed the fish at the same time. They had a little hole in your table. You could just drop it and feed the fish. Our next stop is the Marina stop. If you're interested in a tour of the bayfront, there's the Black Raven pirate ship. Now that is family friendly. And if you're looking for a more of an adult tour, they offer a rough runner tour. Adults only. There's also the Victory 3, which seems to be out. It's a double-decker tour boat. I often see dolphins when I'm out in it. And we're coming up to our marina stop. If you have a ticket, you can play putt-putt for free. This is Florida's oldest carpeted golf course. Hi, y'all. Scoot over, make some friends, please. Y'all have a great evening. Hi, welcome aboard.
Hello.
Gary, my daughter, who's a cast member, lives right in Orlando. Actually, she lives just a hair inside of Davenport, but yeah, she's like 20 minutes from the Magic Kingdom. So, yep, that's where I stay when I stay for 2 days. So, yep. But wouldn't it be lovely to have this beautiful, sleepy, artsy town, like so an hour away from Disney? Wouldn't that be lovely? I wish.
You're a cutie too. You know, I have a granddaughter, not just kidding. The building right there, the yellow building, A1AL Works, was the site of Potter's Wax Museum at one time, and they filmed the very first 3D horror movie in there called House of Wax, starring Vincent Price. Also, we did not go by it, but it's not on our tour. When Henry Flagler's house here, his staircase, they tore it down, but the staircase is actually in A1AL Works. See our lovely skyscraper over there? When that was built, the people that lived on Anastasia Island just over the bridge complained that it blocked their view of the cathedral, and they did not like that. So the city passed a law that is still in effect today that no building can be taller than the cathedral and the cross, which I think is a good rule. The lions you see are made out of Carrara marble. They were dedicated in 1927 by Dr. Andrew Anderson, who was a physician.
Yep, I'll be
at the
staying with
time
her
and very good friend of Henry Flatwood.
Monday night.
They are
And maybe
made out of
Tuesday,
very
Monday night and
tiny
Tuesday night this
marble
week.
that
So
the
yeah, I
original
normally spend at
David
least
and
one
the
night with her.
Ripley's
So
hiding behind the hedge.
life is good, right? Life is good.
We're coming up to the Fort Castillo de San Marcos. This fort has never fallen in battle. It's about 430 coquina blocks, run by the National Park Service. You can see some of the white on the wall. Well, the corners, the bastions, I think that are called, were red. That told any ship that sailed in here that this was a Spanish fort. And if they were enemies, prepare to be dispatched. When 1702, when James Moore laid siege, like I said, he bombarded this town for about 2 months. Got frustrated.
This is where we're pulling into the fort. Of course, we've already walked around the fort today, so we're going to keep going.
There were British soldiers dying.
We're pretty much going to ride the rest of the tour to get back to the car, so
18 to 24 inches, just kicked them off in there.
we'll breeze through the Fountain of Youth area. Oh my gosh, and when we go down toward the Fountain of Youth, get ready, because there is a beautiful, picturesque view of beautiful oak trees with Spanish moss. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's called Magnolia Street because it used to be lined in magnolias, but now it's lined in, there was some kind of disease that killed all the magnolia trees, so now it's oaks, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
The Spanish would run out, dig them out, patch it up, and if they were in good enough condition, they'd fire them right back at them. Talk about recycling. Woo! Cannonball.
Oh, Darla, you need to come down and stay with me. We can tour St. Augustine. Go get drunk at the distillery and the winery, and then ride the red train tour until we get sober again.
He managed 8.
Darla, you're one of my mods, and you know my mod squad's welcome down at my house anytime. My haunted mansion guest room is awaiting you.
But the good news is, if for some reason we come under attack,
Gary, you need to click on Victor's link and start shopping for houses down here in Florida. You and the wife need to move down to where it's warmer.
If you have a National Park Service pass, this fort is free, as well as several others. There's Fort Menendez, there's Fort Mose, Guana State Park, which is over on Volano. Speaking of Volano, if you're in the market to find some shark's teeth, go over there. I have probably about 600 in my collection of blacktip, mako, and great white. Someone asked us earlier, are there really sharks out there? Yes, it is the Atlantic Ocean. There's millions of them. In fact, if you want to go online, there's a shark by the name of Catherine that makes her way from South Carolina to Jacksonville, St. Augustine, and just back and forth. They've been tracking her for about a year and a half now.
Well, there you go. Victor can help you out with that too.
Is the Pirate
Gary,
Museum.
you need to do it. It's time.
This is owned by Pat Croce, who owns the Orlando
After this
Magic
winter, come on. This is the time to talk your
It
wife
has
into
got
moving
one
to
of
Florida. Then you
original
can hang out with me in
Pirate
Disney
flags
2 days a week.
given to them by Jacques Cousteau. Also, it has
We would make a
sword
pair,
in
wouldn't
there
we?
used by Johnny Depp for the movie The Pirates of the Caribbean. We could stay here and listen to that a while.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Now, if they'd bring us a glass of wine, we'd be all right.
That's right. No state income tax, and they do not tax retirement pay.
That wall that you see coming out from the fort, that's the Cuba line. It would have intersected with the Santo Domingo, which is a little fort-like structure that had 4 cannons and men with basketballs in there. Atop that would have been 15 foot tall. Above it would have been prepared cactus, and on the bottom of it, Spanish bay plants. Nasty little plants. You're not going to get in there. And again, we're here at the Ripley's now. If you're interested in ghost trains and you're into all that, they have a ghost tour that departs right here. This building is haunted by 18 different entities. You can do your own paranormal investigation.
I know, Gary. It's the wife that needs convincing. I'm telling you. Get her on here. We can convince her.
The people over there under the awning and the ticket.
Maybe you could talk her into a sleepy little town like St. Augustine, and then you could just drive like me over to Disney whenever you want.
Carved out of one sequoia redwood by a man that lived in it for 26 years. It's about 600 square feet. It is an actual home. I've been in there a lot. That is free to go in.
600 square feet. That's bigger than most New York apartments, right?
Again, that horse is made out of car bumpers. It's set outside Denver Stadium until the Denver Broncos lost to the Washington Redskins by 30 points. They then considered it bad luck. It made a tour around the country. Was on shipping wars before it finally got its new home here in Ripley's parking lot. This is Ripley's. All aboard, all ashore.
Hold on, guys. I'm going to straighten you up.
Oh, we're going to take it away from him when we get off this train. You hear that? You're going to lose your shirt.
There we go.
All right, here we go, here we go. Now we can wave bye to David on the way out. I'll be down here in the next
Gary's
hour and a half
retired.
with the Windex to keep him from streaking.
Another reason why he should get down here. Warmer weather.
All 17 feet,
Close to Mickey.
2 inches. Our next stop is the Mission Nombre de Dios.
I know, right, Darla? Tell him.
God. Mission. Beautiful mission ground. They have a statue of Father Camps who performed the very first Catholic Mass in the New World. The very first Thanksgiving was also held there. St. Augustine was founded 42 years before Jamestown and 55 years before Plymouth Rock, making this the oldest continually occupied city. Now that is according to the Spanish. The British tell a different story, but I'm telling you the Spanish have it right.
Oh, wow, Gary. How many years does she have as a teacher? Oh, hey, guys. We're going to come up on the School for the Blind and Deaf. This is where Ray Charles used to go to school.
Dairy Queen. Sadly, it passed away about a year ago. has not been reopened, and I hear it's not going to be. Here is the mission grounds.
We got a little more ways to go. So here, let me tell you a little bit about.
There are some beautiful sights out here. One of my favorite places to walk around and have breakfast. I'm going to warn you though, if you do that, bring extra, because the last time I was out here, they have some of the fattest little squirrels. They will chase you for your biscuit. Oh wow! They did. They chased me all over that ground. And here we are at the mission ground. John F. Kennedy once visited the site before his assassination, and he called it the holiest site in America. Our next stop is our oldest living resident. We're going to stop and say, hello. Oh no, don't wave at him. He'll follow us home.
Good news. I think that's
All right, and it's over 600 years old. We know this because
how many years has she taught, though, Gary? Just curious.
Came out and took core samples, and then when we got the word back, this tree was witness to not only Pedro Menendez, but Juan Ponce de Leon, the first governor of Puerto Rico, when he came to town. We call him the old senator. He is the live oak tree, covered in Spanish moss. Now that is neither Spanish nor moss. It's actually pinned to the pineapple plant. It's an air plant. The poor old senator, he's had it rough these last few years. It never loses its leaves.
Check this out. Listen to how old this oak tree is, this old senator.
Also, if you
600 years old.
Middle, I was just informed, this is also a love tree. There's little bitty baby palm trees growing out the middle.
600 years old. They call it this because it's shady and crooked.
Oh! Now you're stuck together forever.
Oh no. I kissed my husband under the light. In 1964, National Geographic
Look at
named
this
it the most
this
beautiful
street.
street in America, and hopefully Justin will slide it out here, and you'll get a good look of all these live oak trees making a lovely canopy over Magnolia Avenue.
I'm sorry.
The wall to your right is made of tabia or tabby. It is seashells, sand, and lime. Back then, there was no antibiotics. So if you got cut by one of these and it got infected, you were a goner. Our next stop is the Fountain of Youth Archaeological Park. There have been several archaeological digs. This is also, they have some of the most beautiful inhabitants I've ever seen. They're peacocks, white and traditional. There's
Yeah, I've brought people out here just to take like engagement pictures. It's because there are times where you can get it where no one's on the street,
They do
and you
offer
can
a
take
tour.
the best pictures.
They have a planetarium. They fire cannons.
It's a
It is just
beautiful
pretty
place,
cool.
beautiful street.
But when I come here, I plan to spend the whole day in jail up until 3. In fact, they were pushing the prisoners out the back doors. They were leading the tour in the front. It was Flagler. And back in the day when Mr. Flagler built this jail, there were people that would come up here with their suitcases because it looks like a Victorian hotel. They were trying to check in. We'll say, well, what have you done? No, I haven't done anything. Only want a room for 2 or 3 days, and they found out that was the old jail. They took off. It was designed after by the PJ Holly Company out of Missouri. The same people that designed Alcatraz. 8 men were hung in the gallows out back, and this is the old jail. All aboard, all ashore. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Our next stop is Ripley's headquarters, where I will get off and you will get another driver and another driver guide. If you enjoyed this tour, my name is Lisa. His name is Justin. If you didn't, that is Boris, and I'm Natasha. We hope you enjoyed your trip to St. Augustine if you're leaving tonight. We enjoyed having you. Hopefully you'll come back and see us again soon.
Are you going back to your station right now?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Alright guys, this is the end of the line. We're getting back to where I parked. So Vicki, we were on the Red Train Tour. There's two different little train tours throughout St. Augustine. The other one's called the Old Town Trolley. Both of them do basically the same thing, stop at the same stops throughout St. Augustine. You can hop on and off all day. You just pay one stop price and you get free cost of money. So yeah, this is where I parked this morning or this afternoon at noon.
Looks like you're going to have Mr. Jamie. He's very good. Y'all have a great day. I enjoyed spending some time with y'all. And Jamie should be along shortly.
Alright guys, well, I am at the end of my stream, and I hope you guys had a good time. You got to see some of my St. Augustine, not all of it. I left some out so that you will just have to come here and see for yourself, right? Come visit me. This is where I live. So, want to say thanks. Thanks to all my mods for hanging in there during the dead zones and stuff. I appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for coming along with me and visiting me in St. Augustine. Tomorrow, I will be down in Orlando. We are going to do something. I think we're going to do maybe the Vineland tour of the outlets, or the outlet, Disney outlet. So come find what kind of cool things that I can find cheap, right? And then on Wednesday, I will be at rope drop of the Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot. So tune in. We're going to be on YouTube for both of them. I will go ahead and schedule them on YouTube so you guys can see them, and it will remind you if you are on YouTube. If you are not on YouTube, and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button so you know that when we come on. So anyway, thanks guys, I appreciate it. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I know it's not Disney, but this week we kind of wanted to give you some other stuff in Florida. You know, little other things besides Disney that you can see. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe you think about making a trip to, oh my God, my hair is crazy. Making a trip to St. Augustine, and if you do, hello, you need to tell me and I will come say hi and show you the best restaurants you'll ever have. So good. So anyway, all right guys, well thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.